Hi, in this lesson today, I'd like to share with you some systems for expanding your approach to minor seventh chords. And this basically sums up what happened at the start of the video, which was a chordal improvisation using triads and inversions of triads over an A minor 7 type groove. So this is really a chord on chord type of approach using pairs of triads. So I'll launch straight into it and show you the first example, which is basically just pairs of triads. We've got A minor and B minor. They're the two triads we're dealing with here. So, and all we're going to do is really go up the inversions of those. And that's the sound it creates. To get a better idea, I'll play an A bass note. So this is a device you can experiment with in your solos, if you want to add some chords into your solos, or for comping or accompanying. The next example are pairs of C and D triads, same sort of thing. We're going to go up, we'll start with the C triad, go up to the D, the next D triad. So it's basically the same triad but a tone up. Through all the inversions, up to the first up to the root position of C, root position of the D triad, so we've got C, E, G, D, F sharp, A, up to the next inversion of C, D, C and D again. So I'll show you what they sound like over an A bass note. If you're going to use these for comping, as opposed to, say, in a solo context like the start of the video, probably the best thing to do is to experiment with keeping it simple. So if I was to count myself in like this, if I went 1, 2, 3, 4. And you might have noticed there I stuck on the C triad because if we're playing over a bass note or a bass groove, the C triad actually over that A gives us an A minor 7th sound. So yeah, that's all we really need to do to create that sound. If you're a guitar player or a keyboard player and you're playing with a bass player, so we've got because the C triad has the notes C, E and G, which happen to be the flat third and 5th flat 7th in relation to the A. So we get that A minor 7th sound between those two devices. So that's the sound we get. So keep it simple, I think, is a good idea, and hang mostly on the C triads and use these D triads to sort of create a bit of colour. So the longer you hang on that D triad, the more of that colour you'll get, that D over A sound. Alright, the next one is a little bit different. We're going to be using the C triad again, but we're going to be changing the G note to an F sharp. And what that gives us is with the C triad over the A bass note, and the next triad we're going to be playing is the one I just did then, is a C flat 5, so the notes C, E and F sharp, and we'll go up through all the inversions of those. So what we've got here is an A minor 7 sound and an A minor 6 sound. And it'll sound a little bit different depending on what inversion you go through. So that's a nice sound to work with. The next one I'm going to show you is pairs of suspended triads. So in this case, we're going to be using C sus2 and D sus2 over an A minor 7 type groove. Now, when we play a C sus2 over an A bass note, we get an A minor 11 sound because the C sus2 triad has the flat third of A minor. The D is the 11 and the G is the flat 7. So it's a little bit different to the C, a bit more open. And then when we go up to the D sus2, it really just gives us an A sus4 sort of sound. But the two triads together, I'll play that a little bit slower. We get an interesting sound. Learn them all over the neck and on different sets of strings. So I've been pretty much just showing you on the top 3, but you can learn all these triads, you know, on any you know, group of strings. They do get a little bit dense when you get down to the lower register. I'm sure you'd be able to find some sort of use for those lower ones, but probably a good place to start is the top 3 strings, the G, B and E, and the next set of strings, the D, G and B, just like in the PDF that's attached to this lesson as well. So the last one I want to show you is, this one's got a bit of an outside element to it. So it's the C triad again. We're going back to the C triad, but we're going to go up to an A flat. And this gives us quite an outside sort of sound. So we can create a lot of tension if we're jamming with a drummer and a bass player, if we're sticking to that static A minor 7 groove. So that's your C triad and your A flat triad. Your next inversion of C, A flat, C, and A flat. And, you know, of course, learn them on different spots of the neck. Yeah, and I suppose be careful with this one because it is quite a sort of an outside one, but you know, the longer you hang on that chord, the more out you're going to sound, really. So I hope you've got something useful out of this lesson, and hopefully catch you next time. Thanks for watching.